Good Monday morning. It is time once again for Miracles with Mary Ellen. I hope you are having a fantastic Labor Day weekend, and I hope you have some fun planned for today on Labor Day. If you're in the United States, that is what we celebrate. If you're watching from India, Nigeria, or any of the wonderful countries that always watch me, then you have some fun today also. And even if you have to go to work, take yourself out and take a little break today. Now, today, I always talk to God during the week about what I should speak to you about on Mondays. And thank you so much for joining BM Funds. I so appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Oh, thank you so much too, Teresa. And anyway, this week on Wednesday, God said, I want you to talk to them about fear. Well, I said, I already spoke about fear. And I don't want to speak about fear on Labor Day weekend because I don't want to squash any of their fun. He said, no, I want you to talk about fear. All right, so today the topic on Miracles with Mary Ellen is fear. And you can always connect with me through AskMaryEllen.com. All right, let's look at fear. There are only two places you ever can come from, love or fear, okay? Anything that is fear-based will keep you stuck. It will hold you back, and it is always negative. Now, there's a poem by Carl Sandburg, and he died, I think, back in 1967, and he wrote a poem about fog. Now, what does fog have to do with fear? Just a minute. And he said, the fog comes on little cat feet. It sits watched over harbor and bay, I think it is, and then silently moves on. Something like that. It's a very short little poem. It did win a Pulitzer Prize, or Carl Sandburg did. So let's look at how fog and fear have to do with each other. Fear is anything negative, okay? And it is silent. You might not even know fear is running you. Of course, there are certain times when you might go into a bank to cash a check, a robber comes in there to rob the bank, and yes, fear is going to kick in. And there are a lot of times when you might be worried, depressed, anger, or you might feel helpless or guilty or loneliness or stressed or anxiety or worry. Any of those are always fear-based. So instead of saying, gee, I worry about this or worry about that, ask yourself, what fear is running me? What fear is really at the base of this worry? What fear is at the base of this anxiety? What fear is at the base of this depression or guilt? And if you are guilty for something, forgive yourself and move on. If you have to connect with someone else and ask them, hey, I did this and I'm so sorry for it, please forgive me. And if they do, that's fine. And if they don't, that's also fine, because the process there is forgiving yourself. Fear needs to be kicked to the curb. You always need to come from love. You always need to come from an unconditional love of no motives, no judgments, no expectations. I remember a time in my life, I was raising my daughter, Stephanie. I know she's going to love me sharing this story. But anyway, she was in her senior year in high school. And she was always a very well-behaved daughter because that's the way I raised her. And she came upstairs to her room and she slammed the door, and I could hear her in there just doing all kinds of stuff. Now, my office was right outside her bedroom, so I knocked on the door, I went in there, and I said, what is going on? And she was like, I can't go to college. I can't apply for this. I'll never get in. And there was all this worry and anxiety and stress. And I just looked at her. And I said, what fear is running you? And she said, I just told you, I can't get in, I can't do this, I can't do... I said, Stephanie, then don't go to college. It's okay. Well, then you'll be disappointed in me, and Dad will be disappointed in me. I said, we can't be disappointed in you, sweetheart. We love you. Do what you love to do, and the money will come. If you don't want to go to college, don't go, or go later, or do whatever. Find something you love to do. To make a real long story short, she went to college. She also went to graduate school. She's now a physician's assistant, travels all over the world, helping people, and climbs a lot of mountains. So anyway, I want you today to look at anything that you're worried about, anything that you're in anxiety, depression, emptiness, frustration, helplessness, any of those negative feelings. Don't look at the negative feelings. Take a step back and say, what fear is running me? What fear do I really need to get a hold of and drop it and throw it in the waste can? That is your key to happiness. I hope you've learned something today from this Miracles with Mary Ellen episode. I don't know what I'll be speaking about next week because, like I said, God always gives me the topic probably about Tuesday or Wednesday, and then we have a little discussion, and I'm like, God, I don't want to talk about that. And he goes, yes, you're going to talk about that. So whatever. So make sure you join me next Monday for Miracles with Mary Ellen. Join me on Wednesday for Mary Ellen's Miracle Moment. And on Friday for my Miracle Minute, and I'll be back here with Cyrus Webb on Friday with another page from my book, Truth, Taking Responsibility Unleashes True Healing. I hope you'll be back, and man, I'm so grateful for all of you being here. Thank you so much for your continued support of my Truth of the Day posts. Have a great Labor Day, and if you don't have a Labor Day in your country, have some fun today, and let go of that fear. Bye-bye.